from comic news to movie news, we saw a little movement in what is, becoming a real recurring segment on this show, and that is Ezra Miller Watch. What's Ezra Miller doing now? Are they in the room with us right now? Have they committed any more crimes?
Have they broken into our home?
They could have. We don't know. The big scuttlebutt this week, courtesy of Variety, who seems to be on top of all the Miller news. I get the strong feeling Variety has someone close to Miller with a friggin' camera phone who's just recording them at all hours. And this news became quite controversial. It had a lot of people asking why, and that is apparently the word around the campfire is that higher ups within Warner Brothers are trying to, or are wondering or thinking to themselves, how could we maybe keep Ezra Miller on as the Flash? Which, understandably, a lot of people are like, are you for fucking real, considering all the crimes this person has committed and all the money you yourself as a studio has had to pay out of pocket to, pay off their accusers so you can have this Flashpoint movie? Are you for fucking real? Again, you've totally blackballed people, but this person's behavior seems fine. In my reading of the story, and again, I don't know anything here, but I've connected a couple dots, and you can decide if you think I'm onto something or not. I truly, truly believe that this is Warner Brothers as a company and the executives trying to placate Miller and the Miller camp to keep them sweet, but to more importantly, keep them calm. Because again, given this person's erratic behavior that they've shown, maybe they don't want to say, yeah, of course you're not going to have a job here when all of this is done. Yeah, of course you're not coming back for anything. Because if so, what's stopping them from continuing their stint in rehab and assumedly getting whatever mental health help that they say they're getting? Because they say that several times in this article. Given that Miller has stayed out of trouble since beginning their mental health treatment during the summer, some executives are amenable to continuing with the actor as the world-saving speedster after The Flash comes out in June 16th. I truly think this is just to keep them in line.
I think it's that, and as well, they're not going to tell the general public, oh, well, we're not going to continue on with this actor who's got an upcoming film, so you don't need to go and see this film.
Exactly, because we already know they've had to spend a bunch of money on reshoots and paying off accusers. They have Michael Keaton in the movie, and they really want to show it off. And as I mentioned, and as we've mentioned nonstop, eventually Miller will have to promote the movie, so they probably want to keep them sweet and probably not want to make any waves. Another thing, too, I think this could be one of those issues of Warner Brothers and the execs actively trying to save face. Because, again, we don't know where the whole, mental health journey is going with Ezra Miller.
No, not at all.
Maybe we'll eventually find out where they're like, oh, no, this person was greatly chemically imbalanced. Or, oh, this person was, really, misdiagnosed. And maybe because stranger things have happened in Hollywood, and this happens all the time, maybe they have some sort of Titanic comeback and, they cry on all the night shows and everything and have a lot of sympathy created for themselves. Personally, I don't see that coming, but I feel like this is Warner Brothers covering their ass in case Miller does manage to pull a full-on karma Houdini.
And there is precedent for it. Robert Downey Jr. did it.
Exactly. Now, I get the feeling that even Downey Jr. at his worst wasn't doing the sort of shit that Miller was accused of doing. I'm both God and the devil, and I've trafficked human beings over state lines, and I've friggin', egged on the FBI for saying they can't find me.
Yeah, I've tried to fight the KKK. And
Another thing, too, we've said before that, Warner Brothers has already paid off this person's accusers. There was also, basically all but confirmed rumors that Miller filmed stuff well wanted by the police. So maybe the Warner Brothers top brass are like, oh, fuck, we're really in bed with this person right now. So I guess we kind of have to ride or die because anything bad that happens to them will eventually show on us as a company.
Yeah, well, again, they're suits. They only care about money. So, and again, they've probably sunk God knows how much into this movie, more than what they were willing to, and they have to see some return.
Yeah. Another reason why I don't personally believe the story, and this is probably the strongest piece of evidence I have, and again, I could be wrong, I don't claim to be right on any of this, James Gunn did weigh in on this on Twitter because James Gunn, as a new co-CEO, is actually quite reachable. And James Gunn basically said, well, I don't know what's going on with the Miller situation. All I know is that, we're developing our projects over here for the next 7 to 8 years, which is basically him saying, look, I'm developing my shit, and I'm sure not considering Miller anything I'm developing, so...
Yeah, well, you can tell, we're not getting Affleck back, Cavill's out.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot is probably gone.
Yeah, patterns. Patterns would dictate.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Gal Gadot and Wonder Woman, just a tangent here for a second. Remember Warner Brothers was supposed to make a Wonder Woman game?
Yeah, that's still happening, I think. It's not...
It
was announced last year. It's not going to come out for a couple of years.
Because we haven't heard word one about it, and I'm like, well, if they're not developing a third movie and they're not doing any synergy, are they just going to kill that game? Because I know we haven't heard anything about it since we got the little trailer, and that just hit me the other day, where it's like, yeah, weren't they developing a game? Wasn't it supposed to have, the Nemesis system in it or something?
I have no idea. I can't remember anything about that game.
I know. Well, I mean, we didn't see anything. We just saw one little trailer where it's game coming soon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they could still do it.
Yeah. So that's my 2 cents on this Ezra Miller news. I doubt we're going to be seeing them again, but maybe they're also trying to placate Miller and their hey, here's the way out of it. Here's how I would fix it. I'd be like, yeah, Ezra, you keep going to rehab, you keep talking to that psychiatrist, and you can keep being Barry Allen. Cast Wally West, guys. Cast Wally West for a brand new Flash series. Okay, cool.
We're going back to Jay Garrick.
Yeah, we're going back to Jay Garrick. You know what? The new Flash movie, Flash, gonna be Jay Garrick. Let's get a kindly older man actor in this role. Who's not busy, who's not working currently, who could do this? Who's a nice man? Tom Hanks? Nah, Tom Hanks is a little too old. Tom Hanks is a little too old, and Tom Hanks has, been wearing a lot of makeup and prosthetics and CGI in every movie he's been in the last little bit.
Yeah, let's just cast John Wesley's ship again. He was good as Jay Garrick on the TV show.
Yeah, and he's the best one. He was at the end of Stargirl. He was in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's your update, everyone. There's your Ezra Miller Watch 2023. If anything else breaks, we'll be back to talk more about it.
Yeah, if anything happens in this story, it's going to be crazy just because of what's happened so far. So expect the unexpected.